Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's marketing strategy chat. I just put strategy in this week. That's funny. Well, I'm Terry Johnson, your digital marketing strategist. We're here to talk about digital marketing strategy, which includes content marketing, social media marketing, your website, branding, SEO, email marketing, all of the tools and things you need to know to grow your business online. Okay, so I'm glad you're here again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me see who is here. Tachi is here. Tachi's in both places, live stream, and she's in the clubhouse room. So again, I put the clubhouse link today at the bottom of the post. Wherever you are, there should be a link to join clubhouse, because that way, if you have a question or opinion and you want to voice it, you can come on in the clubhouse and you're going to be heard by everyone. Isn't that cool? But if you're here on the live side, wherever you are, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Did I add Twitter today? I'm not sure. I might have left Twitter out today. But you can also put in your question, your opinion in the chat, and I can show it on the screen. So let's get started and talking about what is going on this week marketing chat. So let's talk about it. Capturing their attention with content online. That is the title. That is the topic. And I want to talk about that because, and I got so many devices. Let me move some of these things out of the way. And Clubhouse, let me know if you have trouble hearing, because I'm moving my phone to the side, but it should capture the speaker, the sound, or well, it should capture it. So last week we talked about setting goals. Like, what do you want to accomplish on social media? Before that, we talked about talking to the one person, the persona, the business persona, the marketing term that everybody uses. What does that mean? It really means you're talking to one person instead of a whole bunch of people in your audience. That one person who's the perfect, not candidate, but the perfect client for your business, for your brand. And the week before that, we said, know your why. So these are steps. I'm setting up some steps to say, this is your marketing strategy. These are some of the important things that you need to know in order to say, hey, how do I make sense of all of this information that's online? Because there are different people to follow. There's different websites to follow. There's people saying one thing over here and some people saying something over here. So you have to decide, well, how do I get all of that information and make it work for me, for my business, my brand? So that's really my purpose of doing that for the last few weeks. The last 3 weeks, I believe, this is the fourth week. I haven't, I haven't kept track. But this week, I want to talk about content, because content is the fuel for the engine. If there's no content, there's really nothing to talk about, show, see, say, do, whatever online. So you all know what content is, right? You know what it is. It's your post, it's your video, it's your blog article, is your podcast, is you being on Clubhouse. All of this is content. Now, why do I want to talk about content specifically, engaging content? Because that's the kind of content that you have to make. It has to be content that is valuable. It has to be content that your audience wants. So you've done the research before of like, where do you want to be? What platform? And what do you want to say to them? What do you want to say? And it's not about copying someone else's style. I really don't want you to do that. I want you to develop your own style. And it's easy to do because you're just going to be yourself. And earlier today, we were on BizChicks and Tim Gillette came over, and I made a comment that Tim Gillette is himself. He's from Texas. You know, he called, does he call himself the rocker coach or the rock, something like that? Because he used to have long hair like a rocker, like I'm trying to Bon Jovi or somebody. Even Bon Jovi doesn't have long hair anymore. But you remember the 80s when the long hair, that was his style. But I think he's cut his hair. And I've been following him since Blab days, like that's forever. But because he's himself, he's like, I'm Texas, I'm this, I'm that. He used to have bourbon on the shelf behind him and all of that in his videos. That's a part of him. So when you're yourself, your voice, you get people that follow you no matter what. Now, they will follow you because of the content, but they also follow you because of your style. And that's what I was saying about Tim Gillette. And if you want to see the part where we talked this morning, go to the Biz Chick group or the Biz Chicks page, the Biz Chicks, and it's there. There's lots of content because they do content every day. They do a show every day, 11 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. So you'll see content that you want on a daily basis. So it's really like a TV station over there, which is pretty cool. But getting back to Tim, I mentioned that because that's who he is. He came on the show and he mentioned about a joke about selling Texas Air, which is an old joke. But when I think of him, I think immediately of Texas because he's presented himself that way. His style of talking about different things, and he's mentioned Texas, and then all I said, just his attitude, the way that he presents himself online, which is cool because you want to be yourself. Then he also talks about, blogging and marketing, the same things I do, but he says he presents his information in a different way. And that's what's good about where we are now, social media and internet. Don't tell yourself that somebody else has already written a blog post. Somebody else is doing a podcast about my topic, my industry. Somebody else is on Clubhouse with a room. There's room for everybody. And the thing that makes you stand out, the engaging part, is you. The things you bring when you're online, the things that you bring when you're writing an article. You don't have to be on video. You can write. We talked about the three forms of content, which is the written, audio, and video. You choose one that you're comfortable with and you do that. See, you don't have to do it all. Excuse me, I need some little dry in here today. We're having 60 degrees today in New York City, so. Whew.
Wow.
Yeah, Mark. Hi, Mark. You want to weigh in?
Hello. Yes, it's going to be 60 here as well in Chicago.
Wow. See, our weather always kind of matches up. Like I will pay attention to Chicago forecast because that's what we're going to get in like a day or two. So I always follow that. But it's going to be warm, but then next week it goes back to normal temperatures. Okay? So that's your weather report for today. Courtesy of me and Mark. I love it. Okay, so does anybody want to weigh in about content? How do they feel about, what should I create? What kind of content should I create? And should I do dancing or should I do something else? Anybody?
I'll weigh in. If Mark, did you want to say something? Okay, well then I guess I'll weigh in. The thing is, I think just like you were saying, people have this assumption about various platforms and what they're supposed to be like or what you're supposed to do on them. Mm-hmm. And I submit that you can use platforms counter to the way they were intended. Remember initially Instagram was intended to be a photography platform mm-hmm. where people showcase beautiful pictures. And as they add more functionality, you can do different things with it. So I don't have to do what they say you're supposed to do. So even though a large majority of people do these challenges and they dance, if that's not what you do, then don't do it. Because, I'm a dancer, but I'm not going to dance on TikTok because I don't. That's not what I want to use it for. Right. So if I'm, doing a TikTok, mm-hmm. I think the thing to think about with platforms is how it's going to add to what you do already, not what it's going to do to make you post content that's counter to what you do, because that's not authentic or may not be authentic for you. So in terms of what you should post what you would normally post, but keep in mind that the audiences on different platforms are there for different reasons. So maybe you do need to tweak it a little bit. You can't post something as long on TikTok as you would on a Facebook. And it shouldn't be the same type of thing. You have to grab attention in a different way. So it can be the same thing, but retooled so that it fits the platform a little bit more, or the audience on the platform a little bit more. But that doesn't mean don't use what you already have. asking. Yes.
Right. You're right. There has to be a level of authenticity to this. And I mean, this is based on my observation of people think that, well, okay, if I post a quote today on Instagram, like a quote, like a text quote on a colored background, well, I've done my job. No. And I said earlier today that there, especially with Instagram, there are 2 tracks. There's an influencer, well, actually 3. There's a personal use track for Instagram. I enjoy looking at pictures of people, travel bloggers or people that make these elaborate cakes. That's what I like. And I go there to relax and unwind and see, like those photos and feel better. Then there's the second one where people are influencers and all they want, that's the Kim Kardashian style of I have 160 million followers and all I care about is the followers and the likes. Because see, their objective is to get a brand deal. These influencers, they want a brand deal. And it's not just millennials. It could be mom bloggers. It could be all of those people are there for a purpose to grow their numbers because they can go to a brand or get a brand's attention and say, well, look how many people I have following me in my community. And then there's other things that the smart brand will say, well, let me see your engagement level. But that goes deeper. But their purpose is to get the numbers, to be the Beyonce, to be the Kim Kardashian, to be the LeBron James or whoever, the people that have 100 million followers, because they can use that as leverage to a brand to, say to the brand, well, you can talk to my community because I've got 100 million people. But that's not the third. The third part of this is the business owner. That's not our objective. It's nice to have a lot of numbers and look at the likes and the growth because that is an indication, but it's not what your objective is. Your objective is to be on social media to get brand awareness, the attention, and then talk to people who you grab into your community who can become customers who want, because they're following you. It's like the pie. I call it the Pied Piper strategy. They're following you because they want to. You are connecting with them. You're offering a product or a service that meets their needs, or you're entertaining, or it's something they're interested in. Excuse me. They're interested in you, so they follow you. So that's a different reaction than someone who's an influencer. And I'm specifically talking about Instagram and to a little bit TikTok. So do you see that? That's why I say that as a business, your objective is different. Likes, yes, look at those. But you want to look at reach, impressions, and comments, and talking in the DMs with a potential customer. So Fraser's here. Hey, Fraser, come on up. And I should have added you before. I will add you next time. Hey, Fraser, welcome.
Hello, how's everybody doing?
How are you doing?
Good thing. Yeah, no, I was just listening. I'm just listening before I popped into got to an office.
Okay.
One of the client's offices. So just just listening away, just good to see you chatting away. But no, I noticed you like you said you listen to travel bloggers. I connected with a guy who's just written a book on travel, who's on LinkedIn, who took his kids took him and his wife and took the kids out of school and been traveling for 4 years. So, and he's written a book about it, and I just thought, I don't know, I'm going to interview him. I'm going to connect him with some, I've connected him with Altavis Pelzer, and just if you're ever wanting to interview somebody.
You scheduled it already? Fraser, you scheduled that interview? Because I want to see that. You haven't scheduled?
I've not scheduled mine yet, no.
Okay.
But I've just done the connecting with Altavis as well. If you're interested, I can connect him with yourself, and you can maybe have him on your show if that interests you at all. He is on Clubhouse. I can't remember, and I met him through LinkedIn because he posted his book.
Yeah. So put that, Fraser, put that information, in our group, the group that we're in. Just let me know, because I definitely want to see that when you do that. And also the information for him, if I can follow him on Instagram, I will do that. So let me know.
Yeah, LinkedIn, I'll send you all the details and where to focus, and we can do that. And hopefully that might help you.
Thank you.
How's everyone else doing? Tachi, you good?
Hey there. Yes, I'm fantastic. Thanks for asking. Hope you're well as well.
Yeah, just well, as you do, another day rolls into another at the moment. It's all good. Just it's fun. But anyway, I just want to touch base. It's good to see you guys, and I'm learning a lot from Clubhouse and connecting with some great people, and it's just nice to
but Fraser, be careful, because Clubhouse will suck you in and take all your time.
I know that it's very easy to sit there and before you know it, you go get grief. Where's that hour? Just
yes.
Where's that 2 hours gone? It's crazy. It can be, but no, it's good. I think the smaller rooms are probably more beneficial to the bigger rooms, because you make a more of an instant connection. You get more, better sort of knowledge sometimes, rather than a big massive that you're just in a huge seminar of about 1,000 people and you kind of get lost,
right?
Kind of thing. So it's usually a bit more personal, which is better. But I'll connect with you, Terry, with that person, and anybody else who wants the connection. You can all happily you guys up. Anyway, enjoy your room, and I'm going to go to work.
Thank you, Fraser. Nice to talk to you. Haven't talked to you in a while.
I know. I'll speak to you. I'll give you a shout later on.
Okay, good. All right.
Bye bye.
So I like what Fraser said, that he was saying about Clubhouse and learning. And I just to veer off topic for a second. I'm starting to learn about NFTs, and I don't want to. I don't want to get off track, but it's a topic that's the future. I always like to look at what's coming. So I spent Sunday. I was on Clubhouse for like 6 hours in an NFTs room, and this has to do with cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. So I'm like, it's a confusing topic, and I don't want to confuse anybody, but this part of it, this NFTs, is going to be the future content. That's all I'm going to say now. So if you follow me on Twitter, I'm talking a lot about it because I'm learning it, because it's confusing. So I want to make it simple when I talk about it here with you guys. But it's just know that this NFTs, when I heard about it, I got a little tingle on my arms and because when I get that feeling, I know this is something. Go ahead.
No, me too. I've been actually one of the Mediascope members, Natalie Crew, is really heavy into that world, and she hosts a lot of rooms here on Clubhouse about NFTs, which stands for non-fungible tokens. So I was like, what the hell is NFTs when I first saw it? So I went and I did a little research, and I too have been sitting in the rooms, and it's really interesting, especially as for creators and artistic creators.
Yeah.
It's something that is very, very interesting. So I agree. I'm hooked.
Right. So it is NFT. It's NFT. I don't know why I put an S on there. It's NFT.
NFTs, plural.
Right. So NFT, like Dr. Taki said, is non-fungible token. I don't want you to think about it now. If you go and Google it, you're going to get confused. Just know it. And this is I'm going to mention this real quick, and we'll get back to the content. But this is why I stayed away from cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, because I knew it's deregulated. There is no one entity. So there's different things everywhere on the internet, and you have to know who to follow. And that's one of the good things about Clubhouse. There are people here that talk about NFTs. Like she said, Natalie is one. I was in another group. I think it was NFT tips or something. That club.
I went down the wormhole myself.
Yeah.
I'm digging my way back out.
Yeah. What'd you think, Drivers?
I can see it, but then I started to kind of translate, as I do everything, translate it for me, for my own use. I found one article, and I like the way they explained it, because when you think about in the digital format, where it goes back to the original, and having an owner of the original, and then everybody else kind of, if they're buying it, it's basically like what the market will be. Right?
Yes.
So you basically will create a thing, you can set a price on it, but it's what the market will bear. So you hope that in what you're creating, there is somebody who wants to own it in its totality, and then others who want to own a piece of it or some rights to it.
Right.
So it just seems to be like the language is transferable into this, and you just pretty much get to come out here and just come up with some stuff, basically.
Exactly. And I'm going to give you all a piece of advice to people that, you don't understand Bitcoin currency, NFTs. What the heck are we talking about? Don't worry. There's going to be something where if it's NFTs or there's a Dogecoin that came out that has an ATM and you can get Bitcoin from the ATM with the Dogecoin. It's all confusing. I'm telling you right now, it's all confusing, but just hold on. There's going to be something, an app, Facebook. I'm just throwing out Facebook. It might not be Facebook, but something that you're familiar with will be the interface between you and Bitcoin, and you won't have to learn all of this tech stuff, all of these cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, because there's different kinds of coins. You won't have to learn that. There's going to be an app. I don't know who it's going to be, but it's going to be an app that's going to be the interface. The
I
interface.
think at the next level of this, or if you want to think futurism, you got to think about how are you going to trade. I mean, how is you're a business owner or you have a product, how are you going to accept these new currencies?
Right.
Somebody was saying, man, you should be taking Bitcoin for soap. And I'm like, yeah, I don't mind, but it's like,
I think it's too early.
how?
I think it's too early. I think it's too early. Like I said, there's going to be an interface, an app, somebody. I said Facebook. It might not be them, but it's going to be somebody that's going to know, because it's difficult to learn and remember all of this information about cryptocurrency when you're doing other things, because it's I will tell you, it's complicated. But there's going to be something. So if someone's telling you as a business owner, oh, you need to take Bitcoin, tell them no, you don't need to do nothing. You don't have to do that. You can wait for the interface, because and a part of this has to do with content, because the NFTs has to do with content and the ownership of it. It's like a digital watermark, basically. Like that's what it's going to be. But I see it where it's going to be an existing social media platform or the new one that's going to be the interface, because it's too confusing for the layperson, the average person in society to know, because we got other things to think about. I don't have time to learn about cryptocurrency, but I had the time Sunday. It just fell into my lap. I was like, okay, let me listen. Then I got a little bit more educated on it, but I still don't know. I still don't know everything, but I'm just telling you guys, hold on. You don't have to go out and Google Bitcoin currency, NFT, unless you want to. Because there's a lot of talk on, especially all of the financial channels, because I watch them all, Cheddar and all of that, CNBC. They're starting, the chatter, the talk level is starting to rise on it, because this is going to be the thing that makes cryptocurrency something easy for everybody to learn, a part of it. And the NFTs are only a part of it, a small puzzle. So I don't want to get into that, because we're, Dr. Taja and I, we're still learning. There's much more to learn, and it's going to change. But it ties into the way the stock market is acting today. If you know all the stuff with was it Robinhood and all of that, it's all tied together. But it's a big, big apple, and we just took a little bite out of it. So I don't want you to eat the whole thing, because it's gonna make your brain hurt. It made mine hurt.
And that's when you choke.
Yes, exactly. Right. So I don't want you. I'm just saying that this NFT is a little puzzle to make it easier for the layperson, the public, who doesn't want to learn or doesn't care, or because it's too difficult to learn. It's confusing. So there's more to come, is what I want to say. And it's going to be tied to content, as you can see with this NFT. Okay, so follow me on Twitter, because I'm going to be sharing whatever little piece of information I get, and I might talk about it a little bit more, but I don't want you to get confused. But I always like to look at the future of where tech and social media marketing and stuff is going, and I just pay attention to it. So, but getting back to the content and the content that you share online, because your purpose as a business owner, because you're not the influencer. The influencer has a different strategy or purpose. The business owner has a different strategy and purpose for being online. I just want you to know that. And Taji says the whole NFTs combo is interesting. It is. It's fascinating. It just, when I heard about the NFTs, I'm telling you, something clicked in my mind. I said, well, I got to get on this track. So I'm on the NFT train. So we're going to learn. And I will always share what I learned and how I process it, and make it simple for you guys to learn. Okay, so the content, let's get back to the content, getting the attention, using social media, and the engaging part. And I love to talk about this because I always tell people that, TikTok, you want to be there. And Yolanda Driver, she will tell you in a minute, she's there. She's on TikTok. It's and she's a business owner. She's a soap maker. She's a gift, not gift maker. The gift kits, and I love to see the trajectory she's going with her products and her strategy. And it's all tied to TikTok because TikTok is the attention right now. That's the app. But when people go to it, all they see is a bunch of teenagers. So first of all, you got to train your TikTok feed. What do I mean? Training your TikTok feed. Well, you got to like things that you like and skip the things that you don't. That's you training the TikTok algorithm to show me what I want. Next time I close TikTok or move away from it and I come back to TikTok, TikTok is going to say, hey, you like travel videos, or you like cake making, or all the stuff that goes on. And when you come in, that's all you're going to see in your For You page. It's called the For You page. That's the feed. You also have the friend section, but you have to tap on that and go to that. Those are all people you're following. But when you go into TikTok, you have a For You page. TikTok says, I'm going to give you what you want because this is what you liked the last time you were here. So if you like dancing teenagers, by all means, like them. But if you don't, swipe. Find what you like, tap it, heart it, follow that person. Next time, TikTok is going to say, well, here you go. They're going to serve you more of it. So this is the thing. When I open my TikTok, I have no dancing teenagers because I don't follow dancing teenagers. I follow people like Dryer Buzz. She's talking about soap. I follow people like Brian Fanzo, that he talks about being in the digital space and being a speaker online and what's going on. So I follow that, marketing people, anybody that's giving out information that's going to help me be better at my job of, giving you the information that you need, or when I'm, working with my clients, anything that's going to help me, I follow those type of people. So you do the same for you. If your interest is fashion, follow all the people that talk about fashion on TikTok. There's a ton over there. Also, remember to go to the Discover, and I'm going to open my TikTok real quick because I want to make sure I give you the right icon. So when you go on the TikTok, it's the Discover at the bottom. Discover, and it has a magnifying glass. So let me close my TikTok because I just got somebody making some kind of food with music. So this is the key. TikTok, not dancing. TikTok, music, or you talking. But you'll get more attention if you use one of the popular songs on TikTok. And you can see that when you go to Discover, it will show you all the apps. Not apps, all the hashtags that are popular. And it goes into the billions, not millions, billions. So isn't that a big number? And you think you might get lost in there, but try to get some attention out of TikTok because it's hot. That's all I can say. Just don't think dancing teenagers when you want to go there. Think, I'm a business owner. I'm talking about soap, like Dryer Buzz. All her stuff is about soap and her wonderful holiday kits and how she makes it and everything. So you think about your business. How do I want to present my content? Say on Reels. Maybe you don't have to do TikTok. I'm just saying that's the attention. Everybody likes to talk about Facebook because it's got 2.3 billion users. But that's attention, yes, but a lot of that is fake people and bots. On TikTok, the engagement level is really high right now. So you need to ride that wave and get some attention because that's going to go away too. That's going to go away because TikTok is starting to build up their TikTok for business section. So if you're a business owner and you designated yourself as that, they're going to, I'm not saying that they're going to do it. I'm just saying that look at what Facebook did. Facebook, when it first started out, it was great. And, oh, I got this many people and I got all of these people. And then Facebook was like, well, we're a business. We have to make money, so we have to start serving ads. You're a business. You have a business page, so I'm going to turn down the engagement on your page because we want you to buy ads. That's how you get the engagement. That's how we get paid. So I'm not saying that TikTok is going to do that. I don't know what they're going to do, but they're starting to build up their TikTok for business side of this app because they've gotten the attention for the last 2 or 3 years. It's been building. The pandemic made it rise up even more. So just be on the lookout for that. But for now, get it while it's free. Get the engagement and attention while it's free as a business owner. So get on there and make your videos. They don't have to dance. You don't have to, people are pointing and putting words. You don't have to do that. You can put a caption at the bottom, or you can simply get on and have a conversation with your target audience, the people that want the information that you have to give. Okay, so you don't have to do that. Now I'm saying it over. I'm going to keep saying it over and over. You don't have to dance, but get on there, build up a little, engagement on your real estate. Get your brand name over there. Save it. You don't have to make videos. I haven't made any videos in a while, but I staked my claim with my real estate. I went to, it's like going to the moon, putting the U.S. flag down. I put my flag down.
I'll jump in a little bit on that.
Go ahead.
I think about the last, I would say since about maybe September, or probably even since the summer, the people that have been trending on TikTok haven't been dancers. It started out with dancing, the jokes, the comedy, the quick sound bites and all that. But for the most part, people have developed their following because they're putting out bits of information. They are breaking down stuff. And I think the breakdown are the better ones that are getting the following now. And those are the ones that are trending. If you look at the TikToks that make it from TikTok to television or TikTok to radio or TikTok to trending, it's been far from dancing, and people are able to create the following simply because people have started to depend on them to break down. Like you said, with the NFTs, everybody was went to who breaks down this stuff, because people are at a point where they don't want to learn everything, they don't want to know everything, they don't have to, because you got somebody that you can follow that can give you that information.
You're absolutely
so
right.
TikTok has been far beyond dancing, even though I did do a dancing video just recently, simply because there was a great sound out there. But for the most part, the people that are trending now are not dancing. Cooking is not even, it's there still, but it's people that are just breaking down information, and they can do it one part at a time, one soundbite at a time, 15 seconds at a time, and people will then watch one video after another and just kind of dive in. So think about that.
See? She's right. Yolanda is right. She's Dryer Buzz on TikTok, and she's right because she uses TikTok and she pays attention to the trends and what's happening. So here, I don't have to tell you. You can listen to her. She just told you teenager dancing videos aren't the thing on TikTok anymore. And how does she know that? Because she uses TikTok. She goes to the Discover tab, and you go there and you see for your eyes what hashtags, what kind of videos are trending. You just have to pay attention. So
did we hear that Netflix just created
yep.
Bite something? What was the Netflix? They have created portrait viewing of something you can watch in a few seconds, right?
Yeah,
people are watching more trailers on TikTok on Netflix than they're actually watching the movie. They're going from one trailer to the next. I'm like, give me a whole short in 15 seconds. I'm going to watch every bit of it.
See, I love that you brought that up. Yes, Netflix in their app, and the mobile app has a section. I forgot. It's called Live something. Live chat or live. Hold on. I'm looking at my notes from Friday. Fast Labs. That's what it's called. Go ahead.
Fast Labs. On their Netflix mobile app? I know I haven't.
Well, see, this is the thing. I'm going to tell you who watches Netflix on their phone. Gen Z. I got one in my house now. She doesn't want to watch anything on a big screen on her phone. So you want to know who?
I get on my girls all the time. I give them something put your phone in something. I have a holder that I use on the bed, and I don't like tech elbow. Okay, everybody's got that one elbow. What's wrong with your elbow? you're holding your phone and you're resting on the elbow. I have to be particular about every joint. So I can't be holding my phone. My arm hurts right now. And so I'm always
they're in a different. They consume content differently than us. Everything's through the phone. That's
Honey,
why
been on Netflix mobile all this time. You watch Netflix mobile?
I don't.
I do.
I
But you
What type of, when you're on Netflix mobile, when you watch, are you watching horizontal or land portrait?
No, I'm watching it horizontally. You know, just the same way I would, because here's the thing. I don't have a TV in my room. And I, you know, kind of refuse to have a TV in my room. It would be nice, but so what I want to do if I want to watch content is I'll take mobile devices in my room and watch it that way. So sometimes it's my iPad, but often than not, it's my phone. So if there's like a movie on Netflix, okay, I'll do that. Like Insecure, I watched that entirely on my phone. Why? Because that is the free trial place where I got it. That's how I can watch it. And then, you know, so I think we're in these entertainment silos and these media silos where it's different a little bit now because of the pandemic, but people, you know, are really solitary in their consuming, or consummation is not the right word, but it seems like it should be, but in their consumption of media. So you're doing it by yourself. You may be in your space, in your room, your little corner of the common space, and you're watching what you want to watch because it's what you want to watch. And that's the thing. When you are watching a large screen, it's what everybody wants to watch.
Yes.
However, you watch what you want when you have your own personal screen. So I think that's part of it too.
Yeah, I think that's it, the personal screen. But was it Quibi that it's called the other day? I know. That's the song.
You knew not to add this.
So how are they feeling that they threw away some technology and Netflix is getting ready to pick it up though? That's the thing.
You know what? But that's their own fault, and I can't blame them. They came into Quibi thinking that because they're Hollywood insiders. Jeff Katzenberg is a big known producer in Hollywood, but they approached Quibi like Hollywood and not like a YouTube or a TikTok. So like you were saying, who are the ones that watch content on their phone? For the most part, it's Gen Z and Gen Alpha. And so they're watching content on their phones, but they didn't think about that. They were trying to do the big, slick, produced Hollywood type of thing, not realizing this is not the audience who watches content on their phones or on their mobile devices is not, there's not the same crossover with those who go for the big Hollywood things. And that's, to me, the failure of Quibi.
You know what? The Quibi episodes, they were too long. They were no more than 6-7 minutes, but they were too long, and they didn't break up. It's like, dude, give me this. I need it in 2 minutes. Break, let me breathe, because people don't realize how much we hold our breath, right? And I just remember, at first when I thought, 9 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, that's going to be, no, I found myself, and I was the first to subscribe. I loved it. I loved the content, but I found myself watching the ticker. I'm like, how much do I have left? Because I literally don't. I'm on my phone. You got to give me 15. Give me a choice. Can I 15 seconds, 30 seconds is too long, right? Without a break. Like, let me look up, let me breathe, let me do something, and let me decide to go on to the next, right? I would probably, when you think about how long we spent, what the average time on TikTok was 3 hours, right? Think about that. But if you came to me and said, hey, you want to watch a 3-hour movie? I'm like, I don't have time for that. But I watched that first TikTok, and you go on, you don't go to the next TikTok unless you manually swipe, right? You watch one TikTok. And that was the other thing with Quibi. It's like, wait, I might want to watch that again and again and again and again. Because some of the content was really good. Some of it was jaw-dropping, but I gotta wait. I gotta pause. I gotta rewind. Hello, no. Give it to me in 15 to 30 seconds. Let me watch that as many times as I want to, and then advance. When somebody does that with content, okay, TikTok did it. I'm sorry. And Instagram is trying to do it with the reels, but even the reels, it's like I'm still not feeling the love for reels. But I mean, TikTok. Think about it. If you go over there. If I go on a search page on TikTok, and I will probably I'm going to watch an average video. If it's 15 seconds, the shorter it is, the more times people are going to watch it, right? So think about it. If you're going to put a good minute, like I love minute videos, and, you know, I this is what I thought. I thought I was supposed to put minute videos on TikTok, but I'm now like, hey, I'm gonna put 5 seconds of this and 5 seconds of that. Guess what? They're gonna watch that 5 seconds 1,000 times, right? Because you can't tell the beginning from the end, right? You're gonna watch it 1,000 times. I won't get 1,000 views, but then you're gonna guess what? I want more of this when I go to the profile, and now you're scrolling up and down. You're scrolling down, get the next. Oh, let me go back up, right? You're going back and forth. So there's a method to the madness of a 5 second TikTok, even though the average is 15 seconds. But at 15 seconds, okay, you're tired. You're just,
Yes.
I gave you the beginning, the middle, and the end. It's like, no, give them the beginning. Let them watch the beginning 100 times.
Yes.
Give them the middle. Let them watch the middle 100 times.
Right.
And give them the end. Let them watch the end 100 times. That's 300 views as opposed to 1 or 2 exhausted people.
Right.
If people realize that, that's when they're going to get not just TikTok, but that's when you're going to get the attention span of today's viewer.
Exactly. I love that you put it that way, because that's one of the things with, especially with TikTok, is you want to give them bites. Man, I call them breadcrumbs that lead to the next, to the next, to the next, what leads to longer engagement, engaging with your profile, liking and leaving comments. Those are all indicators that TikTok says, whoa, this profile is really doing something, and you get pushed to the top. So you have to think about engaging content. It's today no longer can you just post anything. You have to put some thought into it, so you're not just daily posting stuff. Oh, I'll just throw this up. And that's why I said, like with Dryer Bros, she's putting stuff up of what I'm doing. I'm making soap, so I'm going to show you that I'm making the soap. I'm making these holiday gift kits. I'm showing you the care and everything that goes into this gift kit, and packaging in a way that I want. That crave-worthy content is what I call it. Crave-worthy content.
I said the other day, and remember I said people don't know where the beginning and the end is?
Yes.
Y'all, I said there's a guy on there, and bless his heart, because he has a sign business.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the sound of when he hits the tape dispenser. I sat and watched the video. In my mind, I'm thinking that he's calling up all these different pieces of tape. Y'all, it was the same. It's him pushing the button over and over and over again. I can't tell you how long I sat and watching that tape shoot out of that dispenser. And then I was like, wait a minute. You literally have to, like, because it's hypnotic, right?
Yes.
You literally have to shake it off.
Right.
To swipe away.
Right.
And mind you, he has a sign business, but he made one TikTok boxing up one of those signs and literally got like millions of views. And he was like, what the heck? And so now each day, and I don't know how many times a day he posts literally.
Are you following him? You're following him on TikTok, right? Because I want to find him.
I'm following him, but you didn't even have to follow him because he was on the For You page forever. Okay. But I did end up following because once he fell off, I'm like, wait, where is it? Because that's your endorphins, right?
Yeah.
So I got to go and find him. But he's definitely mastered. But shout out to Vine on the 6 seconds, like. Even though everybody was like, oh, we're going to give you more than 6 seconds, but 6 seconds is really it, y'all.
Yeah.
It's really it.
You know, if I could add to the conversation, the Yolanda is like spot on with this. And that's okay. Beyond Clubhouse, I have to watch myself with TikTok because I'll be there and then have been supposed to have done something else, but I'll be there watching TikTok after TikTok. And, I follow, a good amount of people because they have great content. Mm-hmm. But back to the whole Quibi thing, not to belabor the point, but that's what they did not get. They didn't get the idea of creating quick content. What they did is they just took move feature-length films or shows and just chop them up. Mm-hmm. And that's not really what's supposed to happen. No. They're really supposed to be self-contained and even if it is a serial where the next episode answers to what happened in the previous episode, it still is self-contained in and of itself. So that, if you look at each TikTok, they're basically, if it's a series of something, it's self-contained. And that's what Quibi did not get. They also didn't get that you would never have seen any of these TikTokers or YouTubers for that matter, there are some YouTubers, but basically would not have seen a large amount of social media people with content on Quibi. What they were looking for were the typical Hollywood insiders that they thought were going to draw people, but they sadly and grossly miscalculated who their audience was and who they wanted to see. Nobody wants to see the Kardashian.
Girl, I thought you were say nobody wants to see Lawrence Fishburne because I was all in that episode, all in that show. But you know what I did? I
Free Ray Sean.
Yeah, I would go through the scary thing you said that because that's what the guy's name was that got Ray Sean. But I would go to the next episode and watch the recap, and that was enough. Like I'm not watching this whole thing. I'm gonna watch recap. Okay, I got it all. Boom.
Yes.
Done.
Exactly. And if they were smart, they would have made some shows that were just like recaps, and that's kind of the joke or the parody on it. I would have created a series that was like all recap previously on This Is What It Is, and that would have been the episode, and you would have gotten the entire gist of what happened, even though there is no previous episode. Put together clips and make it a parody of these previously on. In fact, you could have called it previously
Okay, we gotta
on.
do that. I think we should do that.
Absolutely. I think
Did you remember the show Shameless, which HBO or whatever on? I watched it on Netflix, right? And I'm sitting through these episodes. Then I realized, wait a minute, at the beginning of each episode, it comes on. I don't know what you were doing when, but this is what happened in the last episode. And I'm like, okay. So I started watching just that clip, just the recap. And because I started watching it, and then I realized, and this is how Netflix goes, you find the episode, you like it, and then you realize the show has been on for like 10 years. So I'm like, no, I'm not going back and watching all of that. I got to get caught up. So again, I went and I was watching on last episode, and I'm like, okay, cool, but that was enough. I don't need to watch the whole thing.
And Carlos has a comment. Carlos says, LOL, recap shows are called podcasts. And then he says NFTs are blah. So Carlos is here, adding his 2 cents in about content. So Carlos, we're talking about engaging content, and I know you got some great stuff to say. And he's in the live stream chat, so I will put it up on the screen and read it. But what's going on with content is it's really not new, because when you were talking about the episodic content, I was going back to the 1900s when Charles Dickens was putting out, I forgot what, maybe his first book. They would serialize it in the newspaper. They would have a chapter one week, and then stay tuned. You have to buy your paper for next week to get the next chapter. So they've been doing that for years. So it's where you're putting the content in and saying, okay, this is a little bit, but if you want the rest, come back and follow me, come back whenever I am doing it. And that's what YouTube is doing. YouTube says, hey, I'm going to do this on Monday, come back next Monday, or come back on Wednesday. There's going to be another piece of the puzzle. So it's been going on for years.
Soap operas had a whole magazine just for that, telling you what happened on the soaps the previous week. That's the thing. I like that. Tati, I'm serious. I think we should do. We should do Clubhouse episodes. And, just do either improv or write it, script it. I think that would be perfect.
Well, the thing
previously, and we'll call it previously on.
Exactly. And well, this is the thing. I said one of my many predictions for 2021, and I actually said this years and years ago, and Carlos co-signs on this, as well as this being the year of video, and last year being the year of video, largely because of the pandemic and forcing it. I think this is also, in addition, the year of audio, but not just podcasts, but the year of live audio. Live audio has been around for a while, but live interactive audio, I think that's the year. And I have been wanting for a long time to do like a radio drama, just because my first love, like I started out in radio. Film and radio was the same time, but radio was like my first love. And so I would love to do some sort of radio drama. I've been dying to do that. I was a huge fan of, remember when the Tom Joyner Morning Show was on, and in the 90s they started It's Your World. Oh my goodness, every Wednesday I was like, oh, today is It's Your World. We were like all in grad school, like, nope, we can't go to class until we hear It's Your World. So,
but the fascinating part you said is interactive. And the thing with radio fought being interactive for so long, which is why they're not capitalizing on this. Which why they weren't the first Clubhouse, because they did not want the audience to be interactive. They wanted a few phone calls here and there, but definitely a cliffhanger. I think we should do like previously on, and then join us next week. And then people are gonna go like, well, wait, what about this week? That's something you always need to look forward to.
Okay.
It never happens.
Yeah, I just, Carlos has some comments I'm going to bring up to you guys. He says, yeah, that reminds me of the cartoon strips like Superman or Archie in the newspaper. So he's talking about, the serialized content like you're saying.
Yeah, newspaper, if you think about social media, I mean, I said this and I wrote this, I've given talks on it. Newspapers really dropped the ball on all of social media. Your newspaper should have been your first social network. They dropped the ball. They gave it away. One, when they tried to compete with bloggers, even though bloggers were the ones who drew them their audiences or gave them a new connection to their online audience, right? Because they had you offline, but the bloggers brought them their online audience. And instead of working with the blogosphere they competed with, that's why they lost their industry. But newspapers, when you think about the internet being created for data, your local newspaper was the one that had all your data, your name, your address, everything you liked, just all the data around you. And so when they decided to come onto these platforms, rather than creating their own digital platforms, that's how they threw away their industry. And I wrote it in an article called The Dog and the Bone. You can catch it. It's out on YouTube. It's on a number. It got picked up, and actually I got invited to a international media summit with that, because they were trying to figure out social media. And I kept telling them, I'm like, you're trying to you're trying to join it instead of competing. And they just really should have been, because everything, the fashion, the video, I mean, all the sections of the newspaper is really what social media is built on to this day.
Right.
And I hate to see they lost
and Carlos has another comment. He says, I converted a newspaper into a news style show. It can still happen. They got purchased after I trained them. So he's saying that he tried it, and it could still happen. So anything can happen with content. That's really what I want to talk about today, is that, but you have to make it content that's fresh, engaging, and gets attention. And think of all of the things that you can say and do on social media, because you have these platforms where you can pretty much post what you like. I mean, there are rules, like there's certain things you can't post, but you have to think about taking it to the next level and being engaging. No longer can we just post things and say, well, I posted something, I posted a quote, I posted a picture, but you didn't give any context, you didn't give any your opinion, you didn't make it in your voice, you didn't say, well, what do you think? Did you get it, the content to be where you can get your community to engage, you can build the audience and use that as a stepping stone to say, hey, okay, we're going to make this a community where we really engage with each other and we're really sharing information and content that's needed. That's where we're moving to now. It has to be needed. You can't, like you're saying with Quibi, who asked for that? I didn't ask for that. Give us what we want.
Did Quibi have any kind of interactive? It wasn't even interactive, was it?
I didn't even pay attention to it.
It was not.
You know what?
The
first mistake they made on Quibi was they blocked you from even taking a freaking screenshot.
Really?
Yeah, you can take a screenshot. You certainly couldn't do any capture, because, like, when I was watching the show, I'm like, whoa, and I'm trying to take a screenshot. Of course, I'm trying to do a screen capture, just to go and make your meme. You could even make a meme because they blocked it. If you took a screenshot, it was blacked out. If you took a video, it was blacked out. Had notes. You could even do a sound bite. And I was like, y'all trying to make me bootleg this thing old school, because I wanted to share. You could even share what you
another part. Yeah, that's another part where they fail, because with TikTok and some of the other platforms, TikTok grow that your profile grows because it gets shared to Twitter, or it gets shared to Instagram, or it gets shared somewhere on Facebook, and people can see the tag, the watermark of your TikTok account, and they actually go and search for you on TikTok, because sometimes there's not the link back to the original TikTok. So I've seen TikToks are everywhere. So that's where Quibi went wrong by saying, "Oh, you can't share this information out." Well, that's how you get the people to come in, Quibi. That's how you get people to come in, by sharing it out.
That's the same way Clubhouse became popular, because if you weren't on, nobody was sharing anything. When they shared these screenshots, that they were like, "Wait, what platform is that?" You have asked, when they didn't share, I couldn't share the audio, but people sharing screenshots of the rooms they were in on other platforms is what generated the interest.
Yeah.
And so when Quibi came out, they were policing that app so hard. It's like, okay, I'm over here on Quibi. People are like, "What's that?" "Oh, I can't even show it to you." It's like, and Tati would tell you. Apparently, I was one of how many on that actually subscribed? Tati had to get the numbers of subscribers. I was like,
8%.
Oh my gosh.
You were one of the 8% that remained after the 90-day free trial.
Drop my bag.
Wow. And look, I'm probably still getting charged. I need to cancel, or did they stop charging me?
No, they should have stopped charging you. If you're seeing charges, please take that up with Joe Katzenberg.
I don't know what's hidden, but I do need to go do an audit.
Yes, do an audit. To your point, they were not prepared to deal with a hyper social media world. They're still thinking linear television, and that was the problem. They think that they could just take linear television and plop it on a social platform. It's the same mistake that news media makes when they live stream their newscast. Nobody wants to see that. I can turn on the TV if that's the case. I turn to live stream because I want you to talk to me.
Yes.
That is the crux of live stream, the interactivity, the interaction. I say something, you say something back, or at least somebody is sitting in the comments generating conversation. But that's not what they're doing. And that's why, people will watch. I'm not saying people don't watch live stream news, especially they choose which stories to put up there, and then people are watching that way. But for the most part, there's no interactivity. There's people in the comments talking to themselves when we tuned in to hear you talk to us. And so that's why it's not a large success the way it could be. So Quibi, their thing was not looking at who their audience was and how they use media, how they use different platforms, and the fact that they didn't want you. They thought they knew. They're like, "Oh, this is going to work over here." Now look at you.
But see, that's why I'm glad you brought that up, because social media, we're moving into web, and not social media, but the internet. We're moving into web 3.0, where we're moving into the next level, especially with content, because it's no longer a place where, I could just post stuff. I could just broadcast. It's a broadcast medium. Like you said, TV. It's not that. This is a place where it has to be engaging content, and you're interacting with people who are asking questions, who want you to talk to them because they want to have a conversation. And then you take that and you create the community where, when you're coming back again and again and again, they're going to engage with you and follow you, and then you're doing your call to action. Whatever you want to achieve, they're probably going to do it because you talked to them, you've communicated with them. So that's where content is going now. So it's no longer that part where you just posted a picture, you posted a quote, and you just went about your business. Or I put up a quote about Albert Einstein, ha ha ha. We're not stopping on that. We're not liking that. We might like it, but we're not going to do anything beyond that. It's like, oh well, ho hum, boring content. We're not doing that anymore. So you have to be engaging. You have to have content that people want to see, and you're not broadcasting like this is NBC, ABC, CBS. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Carlos has a whole bunch of comments. I got to bring them up. Carlos says he's building a new platform for entertainment. It will be interactive. That's good. So he's talking to Tachi over there. They're having a conversation. And then Carlos says, I'm thinking web 4.0. Well, we didn't do 3.0. So you're thinking ahead to 4.0, Carlos?
We're stuck on 2.0 for for so long, and I just want to say that you ladies are over here in Clubhouse serving this fabulous eye contact that I just went ahead and change my avatar because I'm like, y'all know I love eye contact. Look, I got to follow the influencer.
You're hilarious. Oh, all right, ladies and gentlemen, Carlos and everybody else that has joined us. It is an hour now. We could keep going, but I'm going to stop it because I think we got the gist of it. Like content, we're moving into another level. We talked about the NFTs. We talking about Quibi. I mean, really, Quibi, you messed up something. Well, maybe they didn't have something. I don't know, but it's all messed up. But content needs to be thought of now as you're not just broadcasting. You have to interact. There has to be a face, a person, especially with corporations and brands. They have to put a person out there. They just can't be the corporation. There's got to be somebody who is the face, the voice of the brand. So if you're the small business owner, you're the face, the voice of the brand. So you got to make a little time. And this is the deal with TikTok and Reels and all that. The time could be 15, 30 seconds. It doesn't have to be an hour, like if you're going to do a live stream. No, you could, and this is the beauty of stories. This is why when stories came out, was it 2017, I think? And I was like, this is it. This is how content is going to be consumed. And also Vine. Vine came before that, where people were used to 6 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. But the strategy, the challenge is, how do I say my message in 15 seconds? And you can do it. Because Yolanda is doing Dryer Buzz on Reels on Instagram and TikTok. She's doing it. And other people also. Like that person that you said that was doing the thing with the tape. Send me the link. I want to see that video. Because those are things that are interesting, where people are thinking outside of the box and they're getting their message across, and they're doing it with content. So content is the fuel for social media. But we're moving into the next level, and I want you to know that you got to put a little bit more effort into it. And it doesn't have to be about the length of time. It's the amount of effort, because you want the engaging content where they say, what's that? Who's that? What are you talking about? I want to hear more. Like, follow, comment. And then you move them into another level of, like I said, community, relationship building, where they become a customer. They don't become a customer right away. Like some people have to watch some of your Dryer Buzz's videos, and then they become a customer. Some will watch one video and become a customer. Some will have to watch 10 videos, but that's the level of know, like, and trust. But she's there for the long haul. So that's the part that you, the business owner, have to decide. I'm going to be here consistently for the long haul, and I'm going to put my message out, my branding, and we're going to put people into, and I don't like that word funnel. We're going to put people into a community where I can talk to them and share and give and help. That's the key. That's the key for content from now on, from here on out. So I'm telling you, we're moving to Web 3.0. The signs are there. So you got to keep the effort up. And it doesn't have to be an hour. Like we're doing an hour show. It doesn't have to be that. You can go on TikTok, Reels, and do 15, 30 seconds of, this is what I want you guys to know about XYZ today. And if we want to know more, I'm going to talk tomorrow or the next day or whatever. So follow me, like it, be here, and you're going to get the rest of the story. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So we're wrapping this up. Thank you all for joining me today for this week's marketing. And I'm putting strategy talk chat in there. I'm trying to think of a name that I want to call instead of just this week's marketing chat. I don't know. But see, that's the deal. I'm here figuring it out also. No one's perfect, but I'm going to share what I know with you guys. And I hope that you follow me here, Clubhouse, wherever, because I'm going to talk about it in many places that I can, but it's not going to be the same content everywhere. And Dr. Tachi brought that up. I'm glad she did. That the failure with some of these, content creators or brands or businesses, they're just doing one thing and sticking it up everywhere. And we're like, no, I might like that on Twitter, but I'm not going to engage with you on Instagram with the same thing. Be a little original, be engaging, be yourself, have your voice, and you'll be all right. Okay. So thank you guys. And I will see you next week. Same time, same place. Hope to see you there. Bye.
Cheers. Thank you.
Bye.